How a good book steals your brain and heals your focus. And no, it's not a non-fiction book that I'm talking about. It's a very, very fiction book. The Empyrean, it healed my focus and it gave me a creativity hack. In the middle of last year, my creativity and my focus, I thought it's completely dead. I was uninspired. And she introduced me to the Empyrean.
I'm Ina, and I'm a second-year student in the Netherlands. I'm studying nutrition and dietetics, which is a very demanding bachelor degree. After a whole day of studying and being very focused, the Empyrean series is my way to escape this reality and just immerse into this amazing world.
This is not sponsored, by the way. It sounds very sponsored. Literally. She's even studying right now. The way that Ina healed me was that a couple of months I was over and I started complaining that I can't find a good fantasy book at all and that all of them are full of fluff and I can't get inspired whatsoever. So Ina recommended...
Oh, actually, you saw this big book on my sofa upstairs, and she was like, "What's that?"
Wait, did I see it?
Yeah, I think it's
okay. I think I was in my pajama looking like a skunk and crying.
I think I was reading the second one, which is Iron Flame. And you were like, "What's that big thing over here?"
Oh.
And I was like, "You have to read it like immediately." And you were like, maybe.
Yeah.
It's quite big.
Yeah, it's humongous. I remembered my mom reading this book, The Fourth Wing. It's the first one. Yeah, and actually...
I didn't know that.
She was on it all the time, like every evening and every morning reading it. So I was like, yeah. And I thought it's some really philosophical book or something. So when I saw you reading it, I was like, intimidated. But then when I told you about like all the failed fantasies I'm trying to read, you were like, you should read the Empyrean, and you hyped it up so much. I did start reading the Empyrean. It gave a surgery on my focus. That book, it reminded me that I can focus, especially if there's an unbreakable why.
What hooked you into the book?
Actually, it was a present from my mom for my graduation, which was in 2024. Mm-hmm. And since I was another series back then, Throne of Glass, and it was my favorite series back then. And I was like, I don't want to start a new series. What if it's better than this one? Like, I don't want anything to move in first place.
Yeah.
But, so I waited like another year after I finished the Sarah J. Maas series. So I started Fourth Wing like this summer. And... Wait,
you ate through all these since the summer?
Yeah.
With your student life?
Yeah. I started reading, I think I was going to Greece, and it was like a 10-hour drive. And I was like, perfect. I'll just read the first chapter and see if it's good.
Wow.
I read the half of the book, like, just in this
10
hours of driving.
Whoa, that's insane.
And I finished it for this 1 week of vacation.
The first one?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I'm usually very slow. So.
You weren't in Greece. You were in Biscaya for college.
I don't know. That was the first book that made me feel like I'm flying and fighting and falling in love and just making impossible decisions. Like I'm in the book itself.
That's amazing. Really. Also me, I always felt like somehow in the book there was always a question and you're never really fully done with it. You always have something that you want to learn and get to, and that's just like in real life. If you want to be creative or write something or any like creative hobby, you do need to have a why, because otherwise you're kind of gonna stall. So that's like one thing I think that the book taught me.
For example, my best friend, she's really into movies and not that much like reading books, but unlike movies, which are usually like that, they don't show you everything and they just force you to go create the world. In this specific case, like Rebecca is so good at writing, like the way the dragons move, the way that the texture of the uniforms even, or the sound of the wings. You can imagine them everything. Like it feels like you're inside the book.
Yeah, and that actually brings me into my next point. To build unbreakable focus and to be like super immersed into the thing you're doing. That book teaches that you need to build a world that you want to live in, not just a task. And in that book, you're like completely immersed. You're living through the characters, and I feel like, I don't know, somehow it gave me this moment that in my writing and in my art, I also need to create a world to be immersed in.
You are studying a brutally difficult degree. Walk us through your mind on a regular day.
It's very chaotic. When I wake up, my brain immediately starts to think about like what's gonna happen next. Like what are my tasks for the day? And I don't like making like to-do lists. I just don't have it as a habit. So my brain is constantly searching through all the tasks that I need to do. But somehow it still works without being too overwhelmed.
Okay.
I usually have classes in the morning. I have like 2 different classes, so they're really different from each other because the first one is very scientific, very nutritional, and the other one is psychological. So I use working out as a tool to help me kind of
release all that overthinking.
Exactly. And I finish with reading for drink.
Oh, so it's like around the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually before I go to bed. Try to remove all types of screens.
Okay.
Right before bed. So.
Okay, that's perfect actually. No blue light and stuff.
How does distraction feel like for you when you are trying to focus?
I find my phone my biggest distraction.
I feel like for everybody.
Yeah. And the second I stop, like for example, studying and pick up my phone, even if I want to see just one notification, I keep on checking everything else.
Yeah.
So I guess
Okay. Well, I wanted to thank you for actually recommending this book because it gave me a focus protocol, and it somehow revived my creativity. I had stalled and I really didn't know what to draw, and once I started reading, I was like, okay, I need an unbreakable question and I need to immerse myself into a completely different world. And that's exactly what I did. I did a series of golden Islamic age art and I was completely immersed.
Actually, I have a question for you. Because we had quite different ways of going through the series. Because I read it like physically.
Yeah.
And you listen to the audiobooks.
Yes.
How did it make a difference?
Actually, yesterday I filmed a whole video about audiobooks versus physical books. And in some cases, physical books win, but in some cases, audiobooks win. And you can find that video in the description. I'm gonna link it.
Where do novels come into your busy student life?
Nighttime is my go-to. Because, I'm busy throughout the day, so I don't really have time to read. And if I really want to immerse into the book, I have to be ready to relax, not to think about doing anything else afterwards. So I feel like right before bed is my go-to. And I had an issue that I was so immersed into the book that sometimes instead of listening to the lecture, I was having another slide with
Really?
There.
Wait, you would take the book in the lecture and
like, oh my god. So I was splitting the screen. The one is the lecture notes and the other one is the book.
Spending time with Zayden, our boyfriend.
Guilty.
Oh my god. If there are any guy audience, they need to read this book. I know it's mostly girls read it, but you need some tips, really. Like Zayden, yeah. Okay, we should stop talking about Zayden before we start madly blushing or something.
I am really.
Are you actually studying?
No.
I feel like whenever you start any endeavor or creative thing or a task or studying thing, you always need to start with a burning question. And that's kind of what I thought when I was reading the book, because all the characters, they were always having a question or going after something. And I'm just so glad that I read this book because it gave me a very hidden, varied message that I never would have thought about if I hadn't read this. There was also something really cool I thought about while reading. It's about the rhythm of reward. So you know how when you're reading, it's like always conflict, unanswered question, tension. don't know what to do, freaking out, and then you find a resolution and you feel relaxed. You can implement that in real life. You can do this reward and conflict system. For example, you study for 45 minutes or you paint for 45 minutes, and then you give yourself a reward, like a break or like something you've wanted. Yeah.
Actually, I think I apply it, actually. For example, I'm not the type of student that can just sit and study for like 10 hours straight. I need my breaks. So, for example, I study for a few hours or from 2 to 3 hours. And then I just need something to distract me. For example, going to the gym or cooking something, like baking.
I'm with Zayden.
in my world. And yeah, then it's my type of reward. So
we both do that system, but not everyone does this, because for example, there are some students, they would procrastinate the deadline, and then literally 48 hours before the freaking deadline, they will paint all the time, non-stop, no breaks, no sleep, and they would get burnt out, and then they wonder why.
Yeah, but I think our method is way more efficient, because like last week, one of my best friends, she's this type of procrastinating type of person, and she decided to study the night before the exam. She did like a full night of studying. She drank like 3 energy drinks, and then in the morning, right before the exam, she couldn't stand up. Like her body was exhausted. Her hands were like trembling.
No
she
way.
Couldn't see
Did she even make it to the exam?
Nope. And she missed it, so now she has to do the retake in March. So yes, I guess she studied the content, but was it all worth it? No. So I feel like our method is way more efficient.
There's a world of difference between the people who do this and the people who do the other method.
So, what are your favorite traits about the main character of the Empyrean, Violet Sorengale?
I feel like because she started very physically weak, and her strength was more intellectual, more like emotional. I think like she was surviving by thinking, which made her stand out, and I immediately loved her.
Literally, she turned her weaknesses into her biggest strengths.
But Zayden,
I
couldn't understand him initially. He was very morally complex, I feel like.
He is.
I couldn't understand his intentions. So I used to hate him initially.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also because I fell in love with Violet. I was very protective over her. And Zayden was kind of a threat. Like, he wanted to kill her. So I feel like that's why I didn't like Zayden initially. But as chapters went by, I was like, okay. There's something.
There's a spark.
He was getting protective. He had so many opportunities to kill her, but instead he chose to like kind of teach her how to defend herself in this guided college.
Absolutely. Now, question time. What's your signet? Really, like what do you think your signet would be?
Vision.
Vision?
My vision is so good.
Really?
So,
Siphoning. Her signet is siphoning. Okay. Yeah, actually, I think that really matches you. Always like when there's negative energy, you somehow bypass it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that's your signet. Okay, so if you could either choose to make a lifelong bond with an old grumpy dragon called Tairn, and he's like always in your head all the time, or a lifelong bond with Zayden, who's a Venom, who would you pick?
Zayden, of course.
Even if he's a Venom?
Of course, like, look at the shirt.
Wow, look at that!
Zayden, of course.
Team Zayden, then. Where do you think true strength comes from?
Okay, so as I mentioned, Violet was very vulnerable. She was presented as very weak compared to the other writers. So she had to work she had to pay attention to survive. Her body was fragile, so her mind kind of had to compensate that. So I feel like the real strength was the intellectual strength.
Yeah, the adaptability.
Yeah, and not like the physical strength.
Over time, she learns how to like channel her focus into one thing, and that's actually how she won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can really apply it to real life.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that calling someone strong has to do with like physically being strong. It's being adaptive, like thinking logically and strategically. So
if you were asked to pick the cast for the upcoming movie of the Empyrean, who would you cast?
no one. There's no one suitable for Zayden. I mean, Violet can be like. It's way easier to find a Violet.
Okay,
Like,
look, I feel like maybe she can be. Can she be Zendaya?
actually, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say either Rachel Zegler or Zendaya, but I feel like Rachel Zegler because
I
it
think
has like
she's
a
more
cute look.
compatible. Yeah.
Yeah. For Zayden,
No.
nobody.
No.
Yeah,
Possible. But
I agree. Actually, I mean,
which is pretty unfortunate.
I was trying to cast someone in my head, but also that didn't work.
Actually, I was telling her yesterday that I feel like the best case scenario would be to make the series like an AI generated thing, like the fan arts.
Yeah, the
Or
fan art.
Like a game, kind of. For example, like the Last of Us game.
That's the only way you can get Zayden right.
Yeah, because otherwise...
Not gonna be interested in watching,
No.
honestly. No. Zayden needs to reach the bar. Okay, Ina. You're dropped into Basgaith War College. Are you gonna make it? How long are you gonna make it?
With the help of Zayden, maybe longer than I think. No, but I think I'm really adaptive as well.
I think you would make it.
Yeah.
I'm
very strong. I'm not that fragile like Violet.
Yeah.
So.
And she goes to the gym like every day, 2 hours.
I guess I'm more
something.
prepared. Like she was prepared for a completely other quadrant.
Yeah, completely different quadrants.
So.
But I think I'll fall at the parapet. Before the parapet.
That's actually very possible.
Very possible.
Your balance is quite...
No, my balance is good, by the way. Really? When have you seen my balance be? Oh, wow!
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Walking with you, walking next to you is... You're zigzagging, really.
If I don't have my matcha latte, I will probably not pass the college.
Then you're screwed.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video, you can absolutely buy some matcha latte. The link is in the description. What common traits do you think you and Vi have, other than being adaptable?
Я фокусирана върху матчата, иначе въпроса.
What common traits? Did you finish drinking the matcha or not?
Не, още. Чакай, че тя стана лед.
Okay. What common traits do you think that you and Vi have?
If you ask my friends, they would probably describe me as very composed, kind of. So, for example, Violet, she had to constantly hold herself together under pressure throughout the whole series. So, I feel like I also, even when I'm under so much stress, I can still collect myself, kind of. And from the outside, maybe I look very chill and
I agree.
as if I don't care. But yeah, it's just...
That's like such a good skill to have. Right now, you suddenly found yourself bonded to Taryn. How do you think it's gonna ruin your daily life?
Sometimes my thoughts are very weird. So I feel like if someone's actually listening to them,
Oh no.
I would be so careful with what I'm thinking, what I'm doing.
So you'll be like, oh, why does this muffin look like a butt?
For example. So someone hearing my thoughts would be a disaster. So
Yeah.
Yes. But also I think she kind of learned how to control that and not to allow Darren to
Way too
what
much.
she's-
Yeah.
So,
Although, like,
Little practice.
Vi's thoughts are measured, they're discreet.
Yeah.
For us, our dragon will unbond us
Yeah.
or commit suicide in 2 days.
But I was really wondering if, because the whole book is through Violet's point of view, I really want Zayden's POV.
Yeah, maybe in the next book. I mean, you finished the first 2, right?
3.
Oh, you finished even the third one?
Oh, yeah?
Okay, I'm
never reading it, the whole series. And I'm on the 3rd book.
Okay. Oh, I'm just in the middle of the 3rd one, honestly. I didn't, like, completely finish it. But I hope that in the next one we hear Zayden's point of view.
Yeah.
He's super mysterious, and it would be really nice to, like, finally know what he's thinking. Does he think about butt-shaped muffins or not?
Because Rebecca said that those series will be made of 5 books, I think. So we have 2 more. And actually, she promised that the 4th book will be released in November this year. But
Yes.
Rebecca, it's already December.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
We're waiting.
I mean, I checked Goodreads, and I did see that there are 2 upcoming books.
Yeah.
But I was like, where are they?
Yeah. She also gave us a hint that she's now in search for the perfect cast. So I think they're really, really doing it. You know.
Okay, but now she'll be even more busy.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I think she already finished the 4th one. Now she's doing some.
What's the worst advice from this book, in your opinion?
Their decisions were too spontaneous sometimes, without really weighing the benefits and cons from it. So sometimes you have to be more careful with the decisions you make. And also they were in, like, all or nothing.
Yeah.
Thinking all the time, so sometimes it's not exactly that.
Also, I feel like it was so risky for Vi to know that this guy, like, was a traitor's son and he wants to kill her, and then she anyways trusted everything that he...
And also, since they're bonded, like, if Violet dies, so does Zayden, so sometimes she was taking risks that were not necessary. Like,
yeah.
I know that it's part of the book, like, the tension and stuff. But if you apply to real life, I guess that's not the best.
Yeah, you absolutely need to read this book, really. Like, it's gonna hack your creativity, and you're gonna be so immersed that you'll probably come up with so many new ideas, and you'll finally find out that your focus is, in fact, intact.
And it will make you fall in love with reading.
Yes.
If you still haven't.
Actually, I don't know, have any guys enjoyed this high fantasy book?
Yeah, actually, my friend, she was so immersed in the book, and her boyfriend was very curious, like, what's this
Zayden who's stealing my girlfriend from me?
So he read it with her.
Really?
And he really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So, like, even, like, no matter who you are, guy or girl, old or young, okay, maybe not too young, you should read the Empyrean.
Yeah.
Basically, like, with the disadvantaged main character, you'll feel so inspired to turn your weaknesses into strengths. By reading this, you'll be like, failure is not an option, and it will give you so many ideas. It will make you aligned. It will make you reset your creativity. It will make your focus laser focused, and it might make you curious again about some new topics. For example, you mentioned you hated high fantasy with dragons and these types of stuff.
Yeah, actually, I used to dislike fantasy in general.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I figured out that they made me so calm, clear-headed, motivated, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Especially in the modern world, everything is so fast and too real and too stressful, and immersing into something fantasy is so detached from what we're living in now, with dragons and magic and conflict that has nothing to do with our conflicts. This will totally give you a reset that you much need. In the book, they kind of reject the hierarchy where your fate is decided by your name, your parents, your family name, how much money you have, and all of these stuff. But no, in the book, it's based on your willpower. The dragons choose you because of your spirit and your willpower, and therefore, like, the characters kind of shatter the system. It's your choices and your willingness to cross into the unknown that will dictate your destiny.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Read the Empyrean, it's gonna hack your brain, it's gonna steal your brain, but that's a good thing.
And we know it's a fantasy, but it's so realistic. Like, you feel like you're living inside the book.
Exactly, I swear, yeah.
This makes the difference between a fantasy and this specific fantasy book. So.
Exactly. This specific fantasy, like, I know it sounds like we're fangirling, but oh my god, no, you need this fantasy. It's so realistic, it's so different from everything else. I mean, I know why it's a bestseller.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching. Drop your thoughts or any good novels/series you've been inspired by recently. Subscribe for more fun talks and inspiring videos.